Yeah, all right, well, we've got the screened-in porch. Now there's one thing, a few things, but there's one main thing that I want to put inside there, and that's our next project. So let's put in a front porch swing, shall we? So what is the project today? It's a front porch swing, and it's kind of a nod to Anna White, who actually inspired the design of my tiny house. So just went on her website. After looking at different kind of models, this was the one that spoke to me the best. So went to the local lumber mill and just bought some cedar as per what her design asks for, and I'll post all of that for sure. So simple task of cutting what's on the cut list, assembling it with screws and glue, and then we got some rope to hang it. Ooh, it's gonna be awesome. Just you wait. So as my dad would say, slight modification. Anna's plans ask for a chain holder to be put on the side of it. Instead, what we're going to do is extend each base plate and the back plate by about 4 inches on each side, so that the rope can go just underneath it and hold it there. So instead of a 72-inch cut, we're going to go up to 80, and that will give us our 4 inches on each side. The other thing that I do to prep the wood is whenever we have a plank, just to trim the ends if you can, so that way you have a nice cut. And we selected the best kind of looking lumber for that front plate, and just to be conscious of that. All right, so the cuts are made, and we're gonna use this glue just to glue them all together, tack them up. So let's go for part 2. All right, so as we're making these in, a quick trick that my dad just taught me is you take the 2 studs and then you just lie them flat. We have to start with a 4-inch and then measure it straight down. Both are going to be exactly the same spot, so we'll just do that. And as an extra piece here is when you line it down, make sure that you mark with an X where the stud will be. That way, when you're piecing it together, there's no question what side of the line you're supposed to put that stud on. So for the swing, the front of the swing, we don't want to drill through that front plate, so we're going to go and drill inside. So just picking the right piece of wood that's going to look nice for that finish, and then putting the screws accordingly in the back and in the sides and everywhere. It won't matter quite as much. But just as a tip from a pro finisher, that my dad is to know what that finish is going to look like and aim for it best you can. So just make sure that you know how long your screws are going to be to figure out where it's not going to pierce.
3-inch.
So 3-inch screws. So we'll make some pockets, probably 2 on this side, 2 on this side, to make sure we have enough support. Again, for the front plate, so on one side, so we're at that 1-inch mark, and then these are 1 inch in, and on the other side, 1-inch mark and 3/4 inch in, so that the screws will miss each other when they go through. The next step is to put the back supports. As we have our slight modification with this model, we're going to put the first one here on the edge, and then the rest in the middle, and then the one in the end flush as well. As you can see, we have screws in the middle of these the rests, so clearly when we put this one on, we'll have to put screws on each side, so maybe 4 screws going down, so that we interlace with the screws here now. Alright, for this step of the project, we're going to put in the front facing underneath the arm, and instead of screwing on the top, we're actually going to go behind it so that it's just more seamless and it'll be a much more clean look to the front of it. Let's try it.
Yeah.
So we're going to put a 3-inch this way and then a 2.5 up straight, and I think that'll give us the straight that we need. And so what we'll do is we'll put the planks down and screw them through the top of the plank because the cushion's going to be on top of it, so that'll look fine anyways. And then we're just edging the tips of them. Some of them are a little too short, some of them are a little too long. So as a lesson, the next time I'm not going to buy them at the exact length of 72 inches. I'll actually buy them a foot longer or 2 feet and just kind of trim them the way we need. So another learning when you're going to a wood mill. Great wood, but still at the mill it's not precise as we need to finish off the swing. So another lesson learned. This. After letting the glue dry, sanded it so a couple of times, so maybe all in all an hour of sanding. But one thing that I learned is make sure that glue's dry or else it'll just kind of cake. So next time, likely make this, let it dry overnight, come back and then do some sanding. Sanding that I did was an orbital sander, 120 grit, and now just researched online. I'm just going to use this teak oil. I'm going to try just one coat. Never done it before. Giving it a try, and wish me luck. Here we go. All right, well, as you saw it done, all in all went very well. It felt just like washing the swing. One thing I noticed right away is any place that had some carpenter's glue on it, clearly it couldn't be absorbed, so you see it. So that is a reminder for me the next time I do this to make sure that I've wiped it clean everywhere and that I sand it as much as possible, because that glue certainly stops the absorption. But all in all, I mean, you know, looks pretty good. So we'll let this dry and then maybe go to the next phase. Just wait and see. That's where the magic all comes together. All right, let's get to the next step. Pop this up. So what we're doing is we have another swing that we looked at. So 8 inches, so it's about 6 inches of swing that's comfortable, and we'll give it an extra 2 from this, make sure it doesn't hit it. So we'll try 8 inches, and then both cables are going to go straight up, and I think that's going to give us just enough swing back and forth to make it comfortable. We'll try it. So we're going to be using for the top these inch wide. We might have to stretch that out to actually put the cable through. Oh, maybe it'll go through. We'll force it in. So 1.25 inches. And this is 1/4 inch thickness. We figure it'll be able to hold this up quite nicely. Up here, let's try it out. Want to explain a little bit what you're doing?
Well, I think we're just gonna bend it this way and it will fit in the hook, and we'll probably give it about 6 inches, and we'll cut this straight with the hacksaw, and then we'll finish the end so it will not come apart. A nail knot type of thing, and we'll mount it that way. We'll try it anyway.
Right on.
And then what we'll probably do is put a couple of screws to really dig into the rope, and then probably use either a metal clamp or even electrical ties, black, that will hold it together. And then quite possibly we'll just wrap it around with this sort of material that will be same color as the rope, and then it will look nicer.
Right.
Cool.
Let's do it. Start with one corner, lift it up, and just put a plastic tie just to temporarily pinch it together. And that way we could probably do all four sides this way, and then we can finish off the whip. Last finishing piece are these dowels, cord from, and we'll stain these using that same stain that I did with this. So we'll pop those in. All right, so as we're wrapping up this project with the porch wing, which I am so pleased, and the porch, and screened in, I think we've kept you waiting long enough. It's time to go inside. So from my dad and I here on Tiny Life Takeover, keep those projects rolling. Thank you for watching, commenting, liking, doing all the stuff that helps other people see my videos, which I just want to help people kind of get their dreams off to the races and actually accomplished. Thoughts are thoughts, but actions, actions change the world. All right, my friends, take care of each other. We're all in this together. God bless.